and the rest are in stone. And stone is what? Heavy, dull, lifeless. This is light, life. This is radiating life force, knowledge. And the rest are in stone. They're lifeless. Basically symbolizing the elites hold the knowledge and the rest are in darkness. And through that, they remain on people's ignorance and people's darkness to remain in the light, to remain power. Because they have the light, they are enlightened, they understand consciousness, the soul, how to create reality, the psyche, the human mind. And the rest don't, they're in power. You see, people, this system we live in is only running off people's ignorance. When they wake up and realize you're a conscious creator, when you become enlightened, when you research about yourself, when you understand symbolism, you become extremely powerful and you awaken to you are the master of your own reality and you are creating a whole universe. You're not inside a universe, experiencing the universe. You are the creation, you are the universe, creating the universe in the present moment. So the religion lies to you, people. They tell you, oh, God created the world thousands of years ago. That's a lie. There is only an eternal now, and reality is unfolding. Creation is the now. Creation's unfolding in the present moment. And because people are ignorant of this, but the elites are not ignorant of this, they use the collective consciousness to unfold their creation. Because people do not understand that we are the creators of reality. In the now. God is creating world in the now, and you are creating your world in the now. Through what? Thought, emotion, action. The three expressions of the soul. The soul is what? 1. The triangle is what? 3. 1 and 3. One soul, one life force expresses itself in 3 dimensions. The mental dimension, the astral emotional dimension, and the physical dimension, action. We think, we feel, we act. The soul expresses its energy in the 3 ways. Thinking, feeling, acting. That's how you create reality. And the triangle represents the 3 aspects of thought. If you close your eyes, go within yourself, there is consciousness talking in your mind. Consciousness speaks in 3 ways. The thought, we have a thought. Thought, the voice, the word. We have a thought, we have a voice inside our mind, and then we use words to express it. Thought, voice, the word. Thinking, feeling, acting, the 3 expressions of the soul, that's how you create reality. But how do you create reality? Effectively. If you want to create reality effectively, what must you do? The symbol is telling you. Well, the I is 1, which means unity. This is what we call unity consciousness. Divided, here it is, divided versus unified consciousness, the power of alignment. Many people unknowingly operate from what is called divided consciousness. This is a state where their 3 creative forces of thought, emotion, and action are out of sync. The mind may generate powerful idea, the heart feels something entirely different, and the body may carry out actions that have nothing to do with it, neither of them. When these 3 forces are not aligned, the creative energy becomes scattered and the individual becomes ineffective, directionless, and stuck in cycles of inner conflict. So, how do you become powerful? On the other hand, unified consciousness is where thought, emotion, and action are all moving in the same direction as one force. The mind conceives the idea, the heart resonates with genuine care, and the body acts in alignment with both. This is where real creation begins, the triangle becomes balanced, and the energy flows properly. That's how you create reality effectively. That's how I created my book. I was writing this book, I'll tell you a little story. I was writing this book and I would have thoughts popping in my head. Go downstairs, go get some food, go out with your friends, do this, do that, do this. But then I instantly remind myself, unity consciousness, think, feel, and act towards the book, and I will generate the product. And I will generate the book, and I will finish it. If I listen to the other thoughts, which is divided consciousness, my energy would be scattered, and I would have never wrote the book. or it would have taken me a long time. But because I had unity consciousness, the book was manifested within the matter of 5 months. Divided consciousness is hard to get out of. It is hard. It is not easy to get out of that. My mind used to think of a great idea, my feelings will be feeling sad, and my body will be taking action on TikTok. It was difficult. It's discipline. It's mental mastery. It takes a lot, but you can do it. Please, Harry, come again with an effective way to generate reality. There it is. You think, you feel, you act. Use these 3 dimensions and have one goal and direct all 3 dimensions towards the goal. Think, feel, and act. And you will generate the experience. Okay. So here we are. Here are the Freemasons again. What they're trying to show you is force. Light is force. This is forces coming down, and this is form. You have form and force, the 2 dualities of consciousness. Consciousness has force and consciousness has form. All physical reality outside of you is formation of a force. The book that you're seeing here is a force generated from my mind, and now you see the form. Force and form. These are the 2 dualities. And that's also representing the checkerboard. Physical creation is force and form. Thoughts, emotions are force. Physical reality is the form. Again, why do Freemasons use this? Again, symbolizing what? Force. What is your force? What is your hammer? What do you have a desire towards to fulfill in this life? That's your force. What gets you up in the morning and drives your body to do something? When I wake up in the morning, I want to help people understand consciousness. I want to help people generate their own experience. I want to help people become enlightened and be a light in someone's life so they can become more powerful. That's my drive. That's my hammer. That's my purpose. That's what makes me take action. That's why I'm here. So drop a follow if you're not already following me, people, because all I do is post content about this all day. All day long. Okay. Drop a follow if you're not already following me. Right. Okay, book. What's the book called? Okay, a lot of people are asking for the book. The book is my book. You find it on my website. revivalwisdom.com, or in my profile you'll see a little link. It's called The Book of Symbolism. Spanish, English, French, German, Italian, any imagine English, whatever it is. You can find it in my profile. But listen, we get this to 50k. Give me 1 more 1,000 likes and I'll drop a coupon code so you can save. Do you want a coupon? If not, we'll carry on. If you want a coupon to save yourself some money on this. Hey Harry, my triple bundle just got shipped. Amazing. You'll get that very soon. I hope you enjoy it. Okay, let me know if you want the code to save yourself 30%. Let me know. If not, we'll carry on. Ask some questions. I want to get back into the flow state of dropping information upon information. Code. Okay, a lot of people want the code. Okay, this will take me 2 seconds. And then we'll get straight back to it. For anyone wanting the code, Book of Symbolism, for the next 5 minutes, I'm going to only have 10 codes. So 10 people can use this code because I don't want people to abuse it and then try and sell them on and stuff. I get loads of people trying to do that, but if you want to save yourself 35% on the book, use this code, UNITY. Revivalofwisdom.com. There's a link in my profile somewhere. UNITY, all caps. You'll save yourself 35%. Anyways, let's carry on. Alchemy. What is alchemy? People think alchemy is about turning metals into gold, which is a complete, utter a lie, basically. What is alchemy? Does anybody know what alchemy is? Lead to gold, yes. It's turning about lead into gold, but what is lead? Lead is not very valuable. Let's be honest. Lead isn't very valuable. Gold is what? Very valuable. So, the first principle of mentalism is understanding that the universe is mental. It is all mind. So, it's an inner transformation of what? Consciousness. So, I showed you earlier with the triangle with the eye inside of it represented the three ways the soul expressed its energy. Thought, emotion, and action, right? I want to say thank you to the person who just purchased the Book of Symbolism. Rhonda West. Thank you. Your life's about to change. The three dimensions represent thought, emotion, and action. So look at it, right? Salt. Alchemy shows you this. Salt, mercury, sulfur. Mercury is the mental dimension. Salt is the physical dimension. Sulfur is the soul. So this is what we're trying to transform to lead into gold. So we're trying to turn these three aspects of consciousness from a low state to a higher state. Through inner transformation, alchemy, from lead to gold. Lead is not very valuable, gold is very valuable. This is about transforming the mind from one state to another. The mind, body, and soul from one state to another. Okay? True alchemy is the art of inner transformation. Instead of metals, the alchemist works with the threefold nature of human consciousness: the physical, the emotional, and the mental. These aspects must be purified, balanced, and integrated so that the unconscious part of ourselves may be raised into the light of awareness. In the symbolic work, lead represents lower, unrefined qualities of human being. Lead is heavy, dull, and little of value, just as our fears, hatreds, ignorance, and limiting beliefs that weigh our soul down. Gold, on the other hand, is radiant, incorruptible, and precious. It represents the awakened, purified self shining through the light of truth. Turning lead into gold is to transform fear into courage, hatred into love, weakness into strength. It's about transforming the self. If you did use the code, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear who took advantage of them. Okay, who took advantage of the codes? It's up for the next 2 minutes. 3 people have used them. There are 7 codes left. So why do Freemasons say darkness to light? Darkness is what? Unconscious mind. Light is conscious mind. So it's talking about your mind. You have a conscious and unconscious mind, right? Your unconscious mind is what? Unaware. You're unaware of these things. Programs, beliefs. Your unconscious mind already knows what is inside of you. It already knows who you were before this. It already knows everything about your consciousness. So going from darkness to light is about becoming conscious of the unconscious aspects of ourselves. It also represents going from ignorance into light. Ignorant state of consciousness into more aware state of consciousness. Darkness is chaos. So basically alchemy. Exactly, yeah, pretty much. So here you see the Masonic symbolism hidden everywhere. Everywhere is filled with Masonic symbolism. You see it here, which is the Gates of Europe. The Gates of Europe has these 2 pillars, left and right pillar with a middle pillar, symbolizing the path to enlightenment. So this is a gate. Why is it a gate? Because it's an entrance into something. It's a rebirth into something. This is the business bay in Madrid. So this is about the entrance into the business, This is symbolic of the path to enlightenment. They hide this everywhere, right? That's why Freemasons use this, the two pillars, and the path to enlightenment, the path to the sun. It's symbolic of entering, not something outside you. It's about entering in yourself. In yourself. Entering inside of consciousness. So this journey is entering in the two pillars, which is yourself, and balancing these two aspects of self, the masculine and the feminine. And it's an inward journey. So when you walk past these pillars, it's symbolic of entering in your own mind and doing the inner work to become enlightened. So if you're born in any of these zodiac signs, if you're born in any of these zodiac signs, you're probably wondering, why do the Freemasons use these zodiac signs? Does anybody know what they represent? Let me know in the comments. Seasons, yeah. Astrology. It's not talking about astrology. It's talking about light and darkness. So I talked about how Freemasons talk about going from darkness to light, from ignorance to enlightenment. It's symbolic, right? So you have a coffin here, which represents darkness, unconsciousness. So this coffin represents when you're spiritually dead, when people are just like my old self. When I was unaware, I used to think, feel, and act unconsciously, and unconsciously create my reality. I didn't even know I existed, right? I didn't even know I existed. So it's about going from unconscious to becoming conscious, from darkness to light. So these zodiac signs you see here are what? Are symbolic of this. Let me zoom in a little bit. There you go. So here you see Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra. So this is how you go from darkness to light. So if you notice, these seasons here, or these zodiac signs, represents the seasons where there's light and awakening. So these seasons are the spring and summer, where the sun is the most powerful. So these seasons are where the sun is most powerful and bringing more light. Light is what? Light is knowledge. And these seasons are the what? Darkness. Dark. These seasons are dark, they're winter. So it's talking about going from darkness to light, ignorance to enlightenment. Ignorance is just ignorant of higher truths, ignorant of the laws that govern your reality. Ignorance of the things that govern you. Ignorant of consciousness. Like my old self. So it's about going from one state to another. Darkness to light. Through what? Learning about yourself. That's all that matters. Consciousness. Learning the psyche. Learning how you operate. Learning the brain. What's creating your reality. It's about learning yourself. Learning consciousness. Because if we're not understanding consciousness, then it's like trying to play Grand Theft Auto without understanding the buttons. If you don't understand the buttons on Grand Theft Auto, how are you going to have a good experience in the game? It's the same with reality. You're inside this universe. So it's about understanding the very functions of consciousness through symbolism so that you can empower yourself and operate on a higher level. Operate from a state of knowingness and higher consciousness. Instead of dwelling in darkness, like my old self. I used so in darkness. My ego used to tell me, I already know everything. I don't need books. I have my belief system, I'm happy. My ego used to tell me I don't need anything. I already know everything. That is the ego that kept me stuck. Until I put that ego down and said, listen, I need to understand reality because I was suffering. I need to understand consciousness. I need to understand psychology and how these things function. And that's when I became obsessed with consciousness and symbolism, because symbolism is not an art. It is symbolic of embodied truths. Symbolism is about consciousness. It awakens aspects of consciousness. And you'll see all this in the mainstream media. Okay, the pentagram. This is how you create reality, people. So people look at this, right? Think about this for a minute. A Christian would look at this symbol and say, that's evil. I don't want to look into that. And I used to think that. That's evil. And then you really look at it and say, why do I think this is evil? Who told me this was evil? Well, it would be the church. The church told me this symbol was evil. Why? Well, let's look into it. Spirit. Okay. Fire. These are the elements of creation. These are what creates creation. These are the elements that create reality. So this is talking about creation. So if you look a little bit deeper, okay, so these must be symbolic of myself. Water is what? Emotion. Air is the mind. Earth is the body. Fire is willpower. So now you start to see, wow, this is revealing how my consciousness functions to create a reality. Let me just fix that. So this is revealing how consciousness creates reality, because the church does not teach you inner mastery. The church does not teach you consciousness, psychology. It teaches you to submit and obey, and you'll be okay. It doesn't teach you inner mastery. It doesn't teach you how to actually work the functions of consciousness. So spirit turns into willpower. Look, when you draw the pentagram, it's symbolizing how consciousness becomes a physical reality. Spirit into fire, willpower, into the mind, thought. Thought turns into emotion, water, and emotion turns into the body, which is action. So this is showing you how creation is created. And the church says, that's evil, don't look into that. Why? Because they want to remain in power. Because why? The church is a business. The church earns billions and billions and billions of pounds and pays no tax. They have to keep people ignorant and relying on them. When you don't need to rely on anyone, you need to rely on yourself, because you are the center and creation of your reality. You're not observing life, you're creating life. You're a creator, not an observer. Well, you're both. But most people just observe. You're a creator. You have to become conscious of this. Doesn't make any sense. Let me know if this makes sense, people. I don't know if I'm overcomplicating things. But most people just simply sit back and observe reality. And complain. They observe and complain, and what that does is recycle the complaint into more chaos. If you complain, you're going to create more of that, because consciousness works in cycles. That's what this symbol is. The snake biting its tail is the symbol of how consciousness and the universe is one great giant cycle. One great giant cycle. Look, the snake backs his tail. Every beginning is an end, and every end is a beginning. Which means consciousness works in cycles. Look around you. What do you have? Day, night, awake, asleep, summer, winter. The universe is a cycle, so that must mean I must work in cycles, which is true. My thoughts are a cycle. My thoughts think in cycles. 90% of the thoughts I thought yesterday, I think again today. I wake up, I do the same thing. The mind works in cycles, so does the soul. Everything in the universe is part of a great, massive, giant cycle. There is one consciousness in the universe, and it simply just repeats and repeats and reinvests its own consciousness. Nothing in the universe ever dies. It's a self-contained system which transforms energy and souls into different forms. Day, night, hot and cold. Even the rain, the wind, like the rain comes down and then it evaporates and recycles. So does your soul. It's the same cycle. Okay? So you will never die, ever. Nothing in the universe ever dies. It just transforms. That's why the snake does what? The snake sheds skin. It removes layers. The snake sheds its skin, it removes layers and transforms. Through cycles, we transform. The mind, the soul, and consciousness. So, you have two paths in life, people. You either choose the path of ignorance, where you remain stuck in the same lessons and suffer in a cycle, or you take the path of light, where you learn from the lessons and progress and progress and progress and transform. That is the only two options in the universe. Ignorance or enlightenment. Life is about transformation. It is, yeah. I can't wait for my book to arrive in the post. You're going to love it. When you read it, you become so enlightened. Your life will change. Does this make sense? Am I making sense? What does the sex chakra mean? Okay. So, in Masonry, they wear these things, right? And they're called aprons. They look quite silly, to be honest. These is because your body is a map of consciousness. If you look at your chakras, you can think with these different organs. When you want intimacy, you'll think with your sex chakra. When you want food, you're thinking with your gut. When you want power, you're thinking with your solar plexus. When you want love, you're thinking with your heart. So you have different minds. So the lower minds, the survival minds, are in the lower half of the body. That's why Masons wear this apron. Because it's symbolic of mastering the lower nature, so they can ascend their mind to their higher mind and become a conscious creator. So it's about mastering the lower impulses, but I used to be stuck down here. Most people were stuck down here. I used to be stuck in thinking only about food and the lower nature. But in order to become a conscious creator of your reality, you ascend in consciousness, in your thoughts, mastering the lower nature so that you give room to the higher nature, so you can become a conscious creator and live a more balanced and happy life. Okay. The problem is that just people are just unaware, and I used to be so unaware, and until I started to learn occultism, and I know occultism sounds so scary because it's been demonized. All of this information has been demonized. We have to understand that. Okay, is there anyone, most of you already here probably already have the book, but let me know what you think about it in the comments. Especially my older books, my Book of Wisdom. How to open your third eye. Your third eye is simply just your awareness. It is your ability to perceive things. You look with your two eyes, but you perceive with your inner eye. Just brought both bundles. Amazing. Best book ever, dude. Oh, wow. Thank you. I appreciate that. They changed all of my perspective. Wow. Thank you. Okay. I have 1 and 2. Amazing. What do you think about them? Okay. I appreciate your great comments on my books. I really appreciate it. I'm so glad that you found value in them and they've changed your life. Best place to buy on my website. The thing is, there's so many fake people trying to rip off my work, and they just try to make money off my hard work, which is sad. But on my website, you get free PDFs as well of getting this. So when you buy the Book of Symbolism, you get a free PDF that tells you how to manifest your reality, step by steps. Okay. Thanks for spreading Christ consciousness. I appreciate it. I didn't get a PDF. You should do. You get one in your email. If you don't, just check your spam. Actually, check your spam. Should I have brought Book of Symbolism instead of the one? They're all good. If you're just starting a journey, the Book of Wisdoms will be more understanding. Book of Symbolism is very advanced. Okay, I'm going to love and leave you all here, right? But for the next 5 minutes, you go to my website if you want to get them and use this code. This code on my website, Revival of Wisdom, will save yourself 35%, and it's up for the next, I'll put it for the next 10 minutes. 10 minutes, you can save yourself 35% by this code. The Book of Symbolism. If you go to my profile, just click the link and it'll take you straight to the website. It tells you everything about symbolism, consciousness, pentagrams, symbolism. It will help you create your dream reality because you will understand consciousness, how consciousness functions. Do we get the book if we are part of the university? Yes, you do. You get a free book. And then this one's the Book of Wisdom, Volume 2. This one talks more about symbolism in human anatomy. So let me show you. You see like the different human anatomy of the different ancient systems, Freemasonry. This one talks about Egypt. It's all about the brain, consciousness. This one's about Christianity. But yeah. Astral projection, consciousness. But yeah. I really appreciate you all coming here today. What an amazing live. We had like 800 people the whole way through, which is insane. What's the difference between paperback and hardcover? Just a different in the quality. The quality is quite good though, to be honest. This one's quite thick. It's very nice and matte finished. But the paperbacks, where are the paperbacks? Oh, hold on. Give me a second. So this one is the hardcover of the book of. I damaged this one unfortunately, but that's the paper. That's paperback, and this one's the hardcover. But yeah, like this has been a crazy live. Like there's a lot of people. A lot of people. I appreciate you all. I brought them all. Honestly, when you read them, your life will change. They will help you a lot. But yeah, thank you all, everybody. I'll see you all in the next live. We'll go live again. Make sure to drop a follow. I'm going to post a YouTube video right now. Oh, we also, yeah, they're on Amazon. The Book of Symbolism is on Amazon. What was I going to say? I'm going to post a YouTube video now. You check out the YouTube. Some great lectures on there. But yeah, love and light to you all. Take care of yourselves. Thank you for the discount. Oh, it's a pleasure. No worries. Oh yeah. Take care. Goodbye. And